Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan video. In this video we are going to be taking a look, to cut a long story short, at essentially the Some Max event and how you as a player can basically take things on and obviously complete the event using a superclass team with one of each type. Now there's a couple ways to take on the Some Max, and it kind of exists, I want to say in two realms, right? So the first one is basically you speed rush Some Max super duper hard. So you don't go defensive items really, you go only offensive items, and you basically speed rush them to hell. You use like a whole bunch of buffs, Bulma, or a lot of Bulmas, like 3 different types of Bulmas. You maybe bring one defensive item, and essentially what you do is you try to take out Some Max super early. So how Some Max works is, the first 2 or 3 turns he's very tanky, very hard to defeat, can't attack lower, can't defense lower, can't do anything like that, and he gets progressively stronger as the fight goes on. But the sweet spot really for speed rushing him is around turn 4 or 5. At that point he tends to be a lot weaker than he potentially looks, and so you can actually have a pretty good time taking him on. Now of course, don't, how can I say, don't, this isn't the only strategy. Like, you don't have to speed rush him. However, like I say, it is definitely something that is advisable because of the nature of how he gets progressively stronger. Like, he does get harder and harder, so taking him out nice and early is a very good strategy. Now if you don't want to do this, maybe you're not confident, maybe you don't have the right team, then prolonging the fight is good, but you need to control how he works. You need to do things like deal with him through debuffing. So once he gets to that 4th, 5th turn, you need to consider doing things like, for example, let's say, sealing him, debuffing him, removing his abilities to be strong. So attack lowering, defense lowering, all of these things are very good when you are taking on Some Max. So definitely stuff that I personally would say you should consider doing. Ultimately just very good in terms of the long run. Obviously, the longer playthroughs, debuffing him, sealing him, stunning him, or having these abilities will help you out. Now, that's not all, because you can definitely 100%, still kind of speed rush him in this situation. So it's never a one-size-fits-all kind of scenario. I think for a lot of players, it's always firstly dependent on your box. What do you have? Do you have good enough units to speed rush them? No. You need to go debuffing and everything. Now for this team, or for this challenge, you have to use 1 unit of every single type. So you have to use a super AGL or strength, physical, etc. And of course it can be challenging. It also can be fairly easy. I find the best team for this is superheroes, just because you have really strong EZAs here. So firstly we have MUI Goku, really top notch. We have SSBE Vegeta, also really top notch. Couple reasons why they're so good. So firstly, obviously you have the really strong individual performance of them. So as individual units, they're great. Goku, incredibly good at dodging. Vegeta, progressively incredibly tankier and tankier. All of this is very good stuff. So incredibly good. But also their revives. So revives are really helpful to have and makes your life a lot easier overall. So having a couple revives makes life incredibly easy, and just helps you out of those tight situations, especially if Some Max catches you with a stray super or something, then you can tend to have a much better time against them if you've got a revive as a backup. So that's really, really good. And then not only that, but they actually benefit from the revives. So all of it's really good stuff. And I think, yeah, most players definitely should consider it. Now, aside from that, we also have some really, really strong options. So we've got the Strength UI Goku. Some people seem to have turned off of him. I don't know. I really like him. Maybe it's because I don't have Beast Gohan as a superhero's alternative. But I still think he does a great job. I love using him a lot. We've got the AGO UI Goku, like I said. Really, really good. If you're speed rushing, you want to be a bit more careful with how you use actives and things like that. But for me, right now, this wasn't a speed rushing run. So things were a little bit less refined, trying things out. A lot safer options, like for example, bring TEQ Goku. Wouldn't bring him on a speed rush. Probably would bring a much more support-orientated, stronger unit from a support/damage point of view. But that doesn't mean anything. Because he's still great. A fantastic defensive unit, 77% damage reduction, also makes rainbow orbs. Really good to help facilitate the team and be a strong presence for the team as well. Because, the thing is like for a lot of, these characters and teams, orbs are important. Everything's important, but orbs are important. All this sort of stuff is very, very good and helps to facilitate your team a lot. Which I think is important when you are, trying to build a team and do everything. So, yeah, really good stuff overall. Now, talking about superheroes, I think superheroes is in a great space. I know now, from the time of this video, there is some more EZAs for USS. I think you could consider bringing a full USS team. The AGL, Android 18 and Krillin is actually a really fun unit for a lot of events, and the reason being is they're two-tone buff, so they kind of act as like a mini Bulma, or just like a mini Bulma, where they have that two-tone buff. It's very helpful. It helps players to run the team very quickly. It helps players to do things super duper quickly, and it beefs up characters a lot, so it is very good, very, very helpful, and I do like them. Like, I do think they do a fantastic job, so I was very happy with them, kind of like being on the team and doing their business. Not to mention their debuff, they are also pretty strong, so yeah, I think I was actually pretty happy with having them on the team. I think they do a lot of good work in terms of enabling the team. But yeah, overall, pretty solid stuff, I would say. I wouldn't say, I wouldn't say this is the only team that can beat Cellmax. Like I said, the long haul fight, you've got a lot of teams. You've got Martian Brew Saga, you've got this team, you've got the Martian Power team, you've got movie bosses or super bosses. I'm sure is pretty good enough for this. I would just say, if you're not managing to do the kind of speed routes with this, then don't panic or try to force it. Rather just go full debuffing, full sealing, full stunning. Survive until turn 5 and then just stun lock the crap out of them. Like, you will have a good enough time anyway. You will get the victory that way. So don't feel the need to, force your hand at speed running, or trying to only run the speed routes. You will get there. Just run the best team you can and facilitate that team as best you can. If you've got if you've got Piccolo, if you've got Earthbred fighters, if you're taking a while to do stuff, then it's cool. Don't panic. I think realistically, players tend to panic, think like, I've got to do it super fast, or I've got to do it this way. Don't worry. Like, whatever route you take, even if it takes 40 minutes, do it, be happy, get your victory. Claim it. Be a king about it. Don't stress too much about what other people think. or whether it was took too long, or it wasn't a cool strategy. I think ultimately it really doesn't matter. These type of events, Selmax is an interesting event. I think he's like by far the tankiest boss we have, like as an individual phase. He is crazy tanky, so he is super interesting in a lot of ways, understandably so. But yeah, I think like for me, I just don't think players should stress. Like I don't think players should stress too much about good old good old Selmax. I think you'll get there. You'll get it done. Just try out your strongest team. Like I said, things like stunning and that are useful. So don't think that they're not. Once you get to that turn 5, you can very easily make your life a lot easier by, just straight up freaking stunning the hell out of them. It makes life a lot easier when you stun like a boss. Especially when it's available. So don't feel like any strategy is wrong. But I think the longer you go, if you are going to do a long one, don't be scared to bring debuffing. It is something that is useful. It is something that helps you. It is really, really good to have. So yeah, I like it a lot. I think personally, going that route isn't too bad. You just have to be a little bit aware that the longer you run that route, you are obviously running the risk of being, being kind of, how can I say, accidentally hit by a stray super, or something going wrong. So just make sure you're on top of everything, keeping track of what's going on. The problem with the longer you fight, like especially against a boss like Selmax that actually is progressively getting stronger, the longer you fight, the more risk you run of everything falling apart, and you end up in like a difficult situation. So just make sure you're on top of that, and I think for the most part you'll be fine. But yeah, as you can see, we can also get caught out. So like you can see right here, UI Goku, getting his business done, and we're going to revive, and that's going to beef up our units big time. And like I said, it's tough. It's especially tough. So don't be scared to use all the tools you have, revives, items, everything like that. Ultimately these challenges are tough. Everything's tough. So it's not something that's going to easily be solved just by sort of like just throwing whatever you can at it, not really thinking about it. I think it's just one of those fights where things are really all over the place, and players can have like a really easy experience depending on their team, and some can have a really hard experience. But yeah, that's it from me. Pretty cool, pretty fun stuff. Obviously we'll be taking a look at the extreme mission next. Just as a heads up, it is going to be Martian Power. They are the best team for it, at least for me, by quite a while. So yeah, that's basically it for me. But I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like. It's always greatly appreciated. And yeah, as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.